Think for a moment about the people who make schools successful. You're probably thinking about students, parents, teachers, cafeteria workers, and bus drivers. Today, we're going to introduce you to other people schools could not do without: volunteers. These inspiring people give up their time to make our schools successful. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Renee Phillips. Generosity, it's a word that goes hand in hand with volunteering. And the person we would like to introduce you to in our first story lives every letter of the word. While producing this segment, we stumbled upon Mary Finley. This great-grandmother and former registered nurse continues to give, even after retirement. Now, she has no direct ties with Dodge Elementary School, but for the past 16 years, she has continued to give herself and display generosity.
I had a grandchild that was enrolled here, and his mother was a school teacher, and I would come pick him up in the afternoons, and that's how I got started. And he soon finished, and I had a granddaughter that started over here, so I started bringing her and picking her up. I do this because I enjoy it. I meet people. It gets me up out of bed every morning, and I just enjoy talking with the people. And I've seen kids that have run into me in the grocery stores, and they've said, "Oh, I know you, you're over at Dodge."
She comes and she helps us count snack money because there are times that it gets hectic in the office and we're not able to get to that as quickly as we can. So she comes and she takes the money in the bags from the children that come up there with it.
Right here, baby. It's just something I started doing immediately after I retired from Providence Hospital, and I just kept adding to it, and pretty soon I was busy 5 days a week. Darling, when you have time, would you get me the money?
She's very busy, she really is. She volunteers with a lot of things. She helps with Meals on Wheels, she helps out at the hospital. She does lots of things as far as volunteering. But I mean, I think it's great that she's willing to come every week on a weekly basis and help us out.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're coming from the teacher's room for the kids to have ice cream today.
We have a lot of volunteers that do a lot of different things. You know, I have Miss Finley who comes in and helps with the mail and puts the mail in the teachers' mailboxes, or sometimes we get flyers and she'll count those out and put them in.
I have had a 100% excellent relationship with both principals. Very sweet people they are. I do the best I can and what I can and what they want me to do, and I like it.
You done for the day?
I'm done for the day. I'll be back next Thursday.
Okay, well, that's
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
As we sat down with Mrs. Finley, she told us that the call to serve was natural for her and that she would keep volunteering as long as she can. Our next volunteer takes us to Blount High School, and there we find Edna Andre. Miss Andre volunteers as a library assistant at the school. She graduated from Blount and felt a strong call to return to her alma mater to help the students succeed. She says helping in the library is just a small part of what she hopes to accomplish by volunteering at Blount.
I volunteered because of talking to other people that was already in the foster grandparent program, and they was telling me how inspired they was with it and how they were helping children to do better. So I want to be a part of that. And I started out at Holloway Elementary School, and I decided I wanted to come to my alma mater and see if I could help make a difference here at my alma mater, Blount High School.
Miss Andrews an alumni and a part of our family, and actually comes in daily and volunteers in our media center, in our library. If the students, weren't told, and most of them don't know, they think she works here. And she does, and does a great job working with our media center, helping with technology, helping with our books and our circulation. She just does a lot that helps out with our media director.
Let's try that one.
And Miss Andre is a wonderful asset to our media center, to our school, really, for the students and the staff. very responsible, reliable, willing to pitch in wherever she's needed, offers encouragement to the students and the staff, helps them locate materials, save items that they're doing research on. Pretty much anything that I help them with, she does. And not having a full-time aide or a second media specialist, she has been a wonderful blessing to me and to our students.
If you need some help, just let me know, okay? I assist students in the library when they come in and need books, or either they're doing a paper and they need someone to proof it for them, and I will, read it and proof the paper for them, and they come back by and tell me, Miss Andrew, thank you so much. I made an A on that paper that you helped me with, and that's what keeps me coming back day after day. Long as if I can just help one a day, I feel that all is not lost.
Miss Andrew has lived life, and she's very seasoned, and with that comes so much experience and things that I can't give the students because I have not lived as long a life as she has. And so not just the daily tasks, but just the encouragement that she offers to the students.
I think both of us benefit from it because I can learn from them, and when I can see them doing better, that's encouraging to me. I benefit from that. I grow from it. I go home and I work on what can I do tomorrow that will make a difference in a child's life.
Mrs. Andry's caring spirit is something everyone at Blount appreciates. Principal Woods told us that Mrs. Andry is a valuable person who cares very deeply about the students at Blount. There are many other wonderful volunteers we would like to introduce you to in a moment, so stay with us.
I'm Ashley Rich, District Attorney. Today I want to talk to you about a program that we at the District Attorney's Office has with the Mobile County Public School Systems to help with the bullying issues that are going on in today's world because of social media and because our young people think it's okay to bully others. It's not okay to bully others. Bullying is repeated verbal and physical abuse, ongoing verbal and physical abuse. We at the Mobile County District Attorney's Office want to help the community, we want to help the public school system, and we want to stop bullying within our community. It's really, really important that we do so. And parents need to be responsible if their child is either being bullied or if their child is a bully. Parents need to be involved to stop the bullying or to help the child if they are being bullied. And we at the Mobile County District Attorney's Office and the Mobile County Public School System are also here to help.
Hi, and welcome back. There's no question that schools around the country benefit from volunteers. There are many different areas a person can choose to volunteer his or her time at a school, from lawn maintenance to assisting a teacher. But there are programs that need volunteers for specific projects as well. One in particular is the Reading Buddy program. This program is designed to bring adults from the community into the schools to focus on helping students with reading skills in a one-on-one environment. Our next segment highlights just how important these helpers can be.
About which one do you want to read today?
This one.
Aaron, all right, bring that one with you, okay? A reading buddy is someone from the community who will come in one day a week for 30 minutes, basically 30 to 40 minutes, to work with a child who has some issues in their reading. Remember this? Sound it out for me. I've had 4 reading buddies in 4 years, and each one of them needs something a little bit different. And as I get to know the child, I'll try to tailor what we are working on to the specific needs of that child if possible.
Hooray! We have a lot of volunteers that come in just to read. Sometimes that's 30 minutes a week. Some of them are parents, and some of them are community members. And if you can think back to when you were in school, you may remember how much you loved having someone read to you or read with you. In this case, a lot of our volunteers read one-on-one with students, and that one-on-one connection helps that student be even more successful here at school.
Good, very good. The teachers have told me that the kids look forward to it, knowing that you're coming each week, and that when I come and read with the students that they do really well on their AR testing, which is, obviously the whole goal. I wish I could do it more than once a week, but work just doesn't allow that. But I'm glad to be able to participate at the level that I can.
Being me, ese mismito. There is such a big need for more people to come to the schools and help some kids that might not have the support at home. For many reasons. Parents are busy, they're working 3 and 4 jobs, for whatever reason there is. But it's more than reading, it's more than a reading program. It's a program where you help the kids have a little bit more self-assurance.
Princess is your friend.
Just the fact that an adult in the community will take their time and give of their effort to these children who are struggling with this particular skill will mean a lot to them. The encouragement, bringing your enthusiasm, just making them the focus of your attention will be so beneficial to each child who's involved in the Reading Buddy program.
I get so much more than what I give, definitely. It's just to think that in 5-10 years these girls are going to be flourishing, hopefully because of the little thing that I did for them. There's no price for that.
The Reading Buddy program can be implemented at any school throughout the county. So don't hesitate to contact a school in your area if you are interested in helping students accelerate their reading skills. Some programs at schools were implemented because they want to provide a service that did not previously exist. That was the case in our next story, as 2 parents came together to create a special group for girls at one area elementary school.
Okay, so today we are going to make someone very special a gift.
It means the world to have volunteers to come in and help us with all of our initiatives that we have.
Put your snowflake on the glue next time. It will work a lot better.
Teachers need help and support throughout the day with reading groups, with copying, with just working with a group of students. And on a school-wide level, we need assistance with various clubs and organizations and breakout activities that we want to have for our students.
When you're done, raise your hand and I'll come and get it.
So to increase this, we have volunteers to come in, and these are parent volunteers, and sometimes they're volunteers from the community, but the parents are phenomenal here at ER Dixon, helping us to give our children greater exposure.
We, as adults, have a duty to our children to show them that volunteer work is a necessary thing for our community. To be a good example for our community. A passion is just how I was raised to volunteer whenever needed. How's it going, girls?
I think it's important to be involved in children's lives. By being involved and getting them involved in activities and building their confidence, it helps them to grow to be better people.
Very nice.
The years now, they're crucial. They're vital and important to the type of adults they're going to grow into be. And so they need role models to teach them strength and confidence. And so I'm trying to make a difference.
You're welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming today.
Miss Samantha Williams and Miss Lindsay Birch are 2 of the representative volunteers that we have in this school, and they work with the Girl Scouts. They actually approached me during the summer, and they said, we want to do something for our girls in the school. We want to volunteer our time and efforts. What could we do? So we started putting our heads together, thinking about a club or an organization or a way that they could break out or come into the classrooms. And they started that. They started going into the classrooms. And then we came up with the idea, why not form a Girl Scout troop here? And so with that being said, they were able to be trained and get all of the information that they needed to form the troop here.
Friendly and helpful. Friendly and helpful.
They have been phenomenal and wonderful in working with our girls here at the school. So they are amazing, and they just represent the different parents that we have that come out and come up with ideas for our students.
It's a juggling act, I won't lie. You know, I have days where everything goes just right and it's smooth, and then I have days where I run nonstop. So I'm not gonna lie and say I have it all together, because who does? But I think it's just a matter of taking a deep breath and counting to 10 and knowing that by getting out there and doing what you're doing, you're helping, you're contributing. And I think that's the most important part.
The Girl Scout program has been so successful at E.R. Dixon Elementary that the mothers are planning on expanding it in coming years. Schools have always been a primary focal point in every community, and when the call arises for a need, the community responds. While individuals are doing great things in our schools, businesses and organizations are teaming up to make a drastic difference as well. For years, the religious community has been a big supporter of public education. When ministries partner together, children can get more from the classroom than you might realize. That is the case in our next two stories, as we made a visit to Forest Hill Elementary, where area churches have teamed together to answer a calling and to provide students with a little something extra in their backpacks.
This year we teamed up with Montford Baptist, Forest Hill Church of God, and us Montford Assembly, and we take turns. And so every 3 months we do backpack ministry. And what we do is we provide lunches, dinners, snacks, breakfast, and dinner on Friday night for 60 students here at Forest Hill for every weekend of the month. And we actually start it when school starts and do it all the way through the end of school year. We bring the meals to the school. We bring ours on Thursdays, and then on Friday afternoon, Miss McGriddle, the guidance counselor, will call the students to her office and she will distribute it to them. Some of these kids only get fed at school, and that's why free lunches are so important, because some of these kids get breakfast here and lunch here. They go home in the evening and don't get fed again. And then on the weekends, you know, there's just no available way of getting food. So when I heard that, in my mind, how can you not help, you know? I mean, it just breaks my heart thinking about it. And so I feel like we as a church, that's our responsibility. And so that's why we got involved, because it's a need and we want to do our best to fill that need.
All right, it's gonna be heavy, okay? You got it? What they'll do is they'll pack items that the children can prepare themselves. So it'll be ready to eat meals with cereals and different little Danny Moore beef stew and things like that that they can heat up and eat themselves.
The first 2 months we had a lot of participation from our church. This month though, so far we've had to pay for all of the supplies as a church family, as a church. And if our community would come alongside us as churches, some of our local businesses, some of our grocery stores, it would help tremendously. This is not the only school that needs help. So I think it's vital for our community to come alongside our elementary and middle schools and making this happen in other schools, not just here and some of our others, but in all of them.
The Backpack Food Program is something they hope to continue as long as funding is available. Another aspect of ministries helping at Forest Hill is the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Any given week, you can find volunteers from the community walking the halls to help inspire kids to be the best they can be.
The church and the school really started its existence together. So you would see a lot of community action or community groups together between schools and churches. You know, years ago, most schools were churches, and so that was a relationship. But today, that relationship is important because what it allows the church to do is to be interactive with the community, but it also allows those people in the community to see that the church is present and it shows life on both sides. It's almost impossible for us to have a church and a school not a relationship in the same community, because both are truly existing to be in a community.
And he kind of mentors the young man, and I see them playing chess. They do reading together, they all play basketball together, and it just gives them a sense of having someone different come into the schools and kind of help out, and it really brightens that child's day to have a community member come out and take time out of their day to come and spend it with them.
Very right. Get rid of this one. Sometimes it may not be mentoring. It may be just taking additional time to come and work around the school. Forest Hill, as an example, has so much going on. They can use people of all types, any kind of talent. But the biggest thing is find value in yourself by serving others. One thing that makes us a people, our community, is that we rely on each other. And staying at home really causes us to be separated from things that we can do. It makes me more aware of what's happening. It's easy for me to turn on the television and complain about things I see. But if I'm here doing the work or being a part of it, I feel like I'm making a change. It gives me that value of I'm touching someone's life, and I'm also having my own life touched by the way I serve. I think for me, for anyone not to serve in the community or in a school, is really them neglecting themselves of what they could do, their own potential.
Don't go away. We have some very special people to tell you about, so stay with us.
All in together now, we can make it better now. Come on, can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. We'll rope it up, cause we know how to jump. We'll roll it out, cause we know how to skate. We'll cut it down, cause we know what to eat. We'll swap it out, we eat healthy stuff. Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. We'll ball it up, cause we know how to hoop. We'll mess around, cause we know how to play. We'll drop it down, cause we know how to dance. We'll veg it up, veggie night and day. Can we do it? Yeah, you know that we can. All in together now, we can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
When parents are involved in school, they get more of this and less of this.
When you think back to your childhood, who were some of the most influential people in your life? For many, it was their grandparents. Besides their love and compassion, they also instilled in us so much wisdom and knowledge to pass on to the next generation. And that is why this next group make the perfect volunteers. Our final two segments feature the Foster Grandparent Program, which has placed senior citizens in schools for many years. These senior citizens are trading in retirement for an opportunity to help change lives and make a positive difference in the life of a child. Our first stop takes us to Council Traditional School.
I decided to become a volunteer because I've always worked with children. I was an elementary teacher and retired in 1996. I grew up here down the bay and wanted to volunteer and get my support in the school system.
Volunteers are very, very important. At Council School, we have volunteers every day in the school year, from parents to foster grandparents. It takes everyone together to help children be the best that they can be.
Well, presently I volunteer in the first aid department where my help is needed.
How you feeling?
It's been about 13 years. I just love being around children and helping children and connecting with the younger generation. Makes me feel younger.
We're very active at Council, academically and otherwise. So, and that's what makes it such a wonderful place, is that the children have so much to look forward to. So some of those things that the students look forward to doing that are motivational, we wouldn't be able to do if we didn't have volunteers.
I think it's very important that you should volunteer and give back to your community because the children need this. They are young, their minds are young and open, and if they see positive individuals around them, then they will do positive things. So there's always something you can do in your community, in your neighborhood. There are children that may not have grandparents close by, and they just need someone to guide them.
Well, I'm going to do this as long as I am able to. I love volunteering, and this just makes me feel wonderful.
Principal Hattie Alexander says the foster grandparent program has been a huge success. She hopes that more grandparents will want to take part. Some things are best done with the buddy system. It has been proven that 2 people can do more than just one. And that is the case here at Allentown Elementary, where a husband and wife have teamed up to bring special talents to the classroom for students to enjoy.
I volunteer at Allentown because 4 years ago our grandson started school here, and we retired from teaching at that time after 45 years and 43 years, and we started in Miss Rome's room, and my husband plays guitar. So he plays guitar and sings, and I read stories to the children.
And he followed me inside, but our house was too warm, and he started to melt.
It just seemed like something we'd like to do after being in teaching as long as we were.
We have fun. I can think back years and years ago when I was their age, when people came into our classrooms, it was a joy. I mean, it was fun to have somebody new and exciting in front of us, and we've grown up with kids. My wife mentioned 45 years band director, administrator, and her 43 years English, speech, in theater. So we've been around kids all our lives, and we just enjoy being around them.
What if the snow kept falling and falling so much that we couldn't open our door?
I get more response from the teachers. They love it because it gives them a few minutes to do what they need to do. Since we've been in education, we can handle a classroom, or feel like we can, and that gives them just a tiny bit of time. The kids respond to us fantastic. The singing, we learn some songs, we do kiddie songs.
All right, you guys ready? Yes. You know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen.
They enjoy it. We have a good time, we have a good rapport. They respond to whatever we're doing. So it's got to go back to the word fun. I mean, it's just fun for them.
It's very good for the kids. They enjoy it because it's not just the teacher and them, it's someone new. I have a lot of volunteers come in my room, and it's just, the kids love it.
I think they're vitally important. I think the children need to see the interest that other people have in education, and it's so important, and reading to me is the key to everything.
The Brenzes have been entertaining kids at Allentown for the last 4 years. They say they treat all of the children at the school like their own grandkids. I hope you have enjoyed hearing these wonderful stories our volunteers had to tell. Mobile County Public Schools appreciates all the hard work and time they put into helping our students become better individuals. If you are interested in volunteering, please contact a school in your neighborhood and let them know that you want to help. Remember, volunteering, it's only a matter of time.